Welcome back to the channel, everyone. As you can see, I am actually in my garage. It is currently raining out here in Arizona, which doesn't happen very often. So needless to say, I am decided to do this video inside the confines of my garage. As you can see, I am standing in front, or actually by the side of the new wheels that I got for the BMW Z4. The last video that you guys watched, I actually installed the APR Racing front splitter. I put the Laminex yellow tint on the headlights. I did some other stuff off camera, like I fixed the center console that was broken in the car. I actually tinted the rear tail lights as well. But the next big thing I wanted to do was put new wheels on the car. I really don't like the look of the stock wheels on the car that it currently sits at. So I wanted to change it up. And I've actually had these wheels for about a month now. I just haven't had time to take them to my buddy Caesars at Matador Powder Coating, which I'm actually gonna go do today. But I wanted to film this first because I wanted to give you guys a look at what the wheels look prior to me powder coating them. I also want to say that I have an idea of what color I want to do, but it's not set in stone. So I'm going to kind of like look through the colors, what my options are, and then decide from there really what I want the look of the car to be. So I have an idea in my head, but again, it's not set in stone. So without further ado, let me show you guys the new wheels for the BMW Z4. La la la. So yeah, these are the new wheels. Again, these are a Motegi Racing wheel. I was actually looking at Enkei's. I forgot the part number, but I wanted either a 4 or a 5-spoke wheel. From browsing the internet and Google and Fitment Industries, and kind of just looking at Z4 wheels, I kind of like the look of the 5-spoke or 4-spoke wheel on the Z4. I think it cleans it up very well. As you can see, these are fully black. They're actually a satin black, but I'm actually going to change the color. Again, I haven't decided, but I just didn't want the black on black. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So these are, the actual wheel is a MR143 CS6. And these are 18x8 with a +35 offset. And yeah, I think this wheel will look good once I get him on the car. I don't know when that's going to be. It'll depend on how long it takes to get them powder coated, and then when I can find time to drop them off at my buddy Wayne's at Rim 1 so he could have them installed and put on the car. The BMW does have brand new tires. I got rid of the run flats that came with the car, so they're like Michelin. I don't know if they're Pilot Sports, but they're around there. Don't quote me on there, but that dramatically changed the handling of the car. The run flats were just awful. But yeah, I wanted to change the look of these. And like I said, I went with Motegi. I don't really know anything about them, but at the price point that it was definitely very doable. Again, I don't drive this car every day, but it was something that I just wanted to do. So anyways, these are the wheels as they currently sit, and the next time you see this video, they will be powder coated and installed on the car. So today is the day I finally get to reveal to you the new wheels on my BMW Z4. It's been a long time coming. I ordered the wheels. They actually didn't take that long to arrive, but in order to get them powder coated, between my schedule and the powder coater schedule, you know, that took a little bit longer. Mainly on my end. I just was so busy I didn't have time to get there during the week to drop them off. Then once they got powder coated, I couldn't really find time to get the wheels mounted on the tires because the tires were brand new. So I was just waiting on that, and then actually got them mounted on the new tires, and then come to find out that I needed different lug nuts than the stock lug nuts. I just needed a little thinner, I don't know if barrel is the right word, but the stock ones were just a little bit too thick, and so I needed a little bit like thinner lug nut. Otherwise it would just, you know, rub and probably take off some of the powder coating where the lug nuts get placed. So I had to order those. Those took longer than I expected. I think they took about 2 weeks, and I wanted to get those black, but they only had chrome at the time, so I had to get the lug nuts powder coated. So it was just an ongoing process of, you know, everything getting pushed back longer than I wanted. Not that I needed these wheels for any show or anything like that. It's just when you get something new, you kind of like want to instantly put it on your car and enjoy it, and that just wasn't the case this time. But they are on now. I have been driving it around a little bit here and there, and I just basically wanted, again, change up the look. I really didn't like the stock BMW wheels, and I wanted to do something a little bit more modern, and I also didn't want to go with the factory black. They only had a choice of, I think, black and maybe chrome or something like that. I don't remember. Those are your only two color options for this particular wheel. And I had an idea in my head what color I wanted to do, but I really was open to really, if I would have seen something in the color chart that like really caught my attention, I would have done that. But in the end, I really didn't, and so I kind of went with this choice, and it was between this and another color that was very similar. But yeah, but without further ado, let's see what I decided on. So the color you see here is a prismatic powder coating. I don't exactly remember the name, but it's chocolate something. I don't know if it's chocolate bronze or, I don't know. It's chocolate something. But I did want something in that bronze, you know, spectrum, if you will. I didn't want anything too bright. I wanted something a little bit on the darker side. But when the sun hits it, I wanted something that kind of pops and sparkles. And there's a, you know, it definitely pops in the sun. And at night, or at least when it's cloudy out, they look more black, which is what I was going for. I didn't want anything that kind of like popped and shouted out at you. But I've been a big fan of, you know, bronze. Obviously, I have some bronze wheels on my truck. And I kind of just like that look with this car, especially being that it's black now. I may in the future wrap it. I've been kind of toying with the fact of wrapping it and not sure what color, but whatever color I end up choosing, if I end up choosing to wrap it at all, I wanted something that the wheels would actually go with. But for now, being that's black and adding, you know, the splitter, just kind of, you know, just adding these the clear on the emblems. I removed the Z4 badge in the back, just kind of like cleaned it up as best I could and get it away from, like, I guess that chick car, if that's, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that anymore, but you know, kind of give it a more masculine race car look and feeling to it. And I feel like I've done that with the mods that I've made. And there's still a few more that I want to do. I don't know if you could see in this particular shot, but I got rid of the yellow tint on the headlights, mainly because I was just nervous driving around thinking I was going to get pulled over at every second. So I got rid of those. I may do a future upgrade on the headlights here in the near future. And other than that, the other thing that I had to do, when I was driving this around, if I get to a stoplight or if it was just idling, you know, if it was not moving, I could smell something burning, and then I could see smoke coming out of the side of the hood, like, you know, right around here and on the other side. And I would pop the hood and I couldn't see anything, and there was nothing on the floor leaking. So I was like, man, it couldn't for the life of me think what it was. And I personally didn't notice it until we had put the splitter on, and I was like, man, is the splitter rubbing? Like, I couldn't figure it out. So long story short, I took it to a place that works on European cars, and which I had when I had my Audi. They did some work. They did a tune and some other stuff on there, replaced the turbo. So I took it to them. It ended up being a gasket. The valve gasket was bad and leaking, so it was dripping onto the manifold, causing the smoke. But it was just not a good feeling when you're stopped and there's smoke coming under your hood and people are just like pointing at you like, hey, your car's on fire. And yeah, so anyways, they took care of that. So the car, that's been fixed. And so other than that, they didn't tell me that, you know, I need to upgrade the brakes. So that's an easy fix. And that, I believe my passenger side shock is basically blown. So I think I'm going to do a full suspension upgrade. I'm not sure which direction I'm going to go into. Like, I really don't want to lower the car that much because it already sits pretty low, and then with the splitter on, you know, if I'm not careful, I definitely scrape. So I don't want to like go too far lower than stock, you know, maybe a little bit here, less than an inch or something like that. But other than that, I mean, kind of what you see is how I'm going to keep it. So long story short, these are the new wheels. Motegi's. I can't remember the actual name of the wheel off the top of my head, but I'm sure I said it earlier in this video. And yeah, I completely love the way it changed the look of this car. Again, I hated the stock look of the wheels, and I think this just stands out so much better. It just gives the car a much meaner look and the vibe that I was looking for. So took a while for this video to come out just because of my schedule and how busy I am, but again, yeah, couldn't be happier. You know, shout out to Matador powder coating. He, you know, hooking me up on getting the wheels powder coated, and then my boy Wayne at Rim One for putting on the, you know, the wheels on the tires and getting them mounted and the whole thing. So those are, like, you know, the two boys that definitely helped me out on this car and on my other vehicles when I have tire and wheel decisions. So those are my go-to guys. So, and again, I appreciate them taking care of me. But yeah, this is it. Hope you guys enjoy, and see you guys here shortly. Later.